Hey guys, welcome to another installment of Kavalden's Comic Review. I have 4 comics for today. Today we're going to be looking at Deadpool number 40. We're also going to be looking at the Ultimate Fallout, SpiderMan No More number 1. And while we're also on the fact of Spider-Man, we might as well take a look at the Amazing Spider-Man 665. And we're also going to look at the new X-Men arc. I hope I'm saying this. Shimmy? I hope I'm saying that right. I can't pronounce the word. So let's just move on to Deadpool. This one isn't as funny. It's actually kind of a little dark, I have to say. Well, not really dark. It basically, since what happened with the events of the last 2 issues when Deadpool was sort of on this suicide run of his, where he was hoping to get the Hulk to kill him. And of course, to do so, he had to do some pretty extreme stuff to get the Hulk really mad that he would smash him to pulp to the point where his regeneration would never kick in. But apparently, I guess even with the Incredible Hulk really pissed off at you, and it still doesn't work. Sorry to say, Deadpool has been committed to an insane asylum in England called Crossmore. I believe that's right, Crossmore? Yeah. The thing is that they're all just want to lock Deadpool up and just throw away the key. But actually, a psychiatrist actually wants to help Deadpool kind of cope with everything. Surprisingly, she does ask some very personal questions on Wade. And, of course, most of the whole time, Wade is just beating up, smashing, and really being very brutal to everyone around him. To the point where he's putting a lot of people in the hospital to get out, or just to have people not look at him because he's not wearing his mask. And it's obvious that Wade has a big problem with his appearance due to his circumstance. In a way, maybe, we'll see, I guess in a way, maybe the psychiatrist will help Wade, or maybe Wade will just make her crazy. Who knows? Like I said, it's not very funny, but the book does try to have Deadpool sort of make himself deal with his issues. And who knows, maybe he'll finally get off this suicide thing, because I think that was a really crappy idea. Let's move on to Ultimate Fallout Spider-Man No More number 1. Now, I did not read, I'll be honest, I do like the Ultimate storyline, but I never really kept up with the Ultimates, or the alternate universe of Marvel Comics. And pretty much, if everyone should know, that in the Ultimate Universe, the Peter Parker there had recently died fighting Norman Osborn, and pretty much everyone knows that he was Spider-Man. Like I said, I haven't really kept up, but most enough, if anything, like I said, I did enjoy it, and a lot of people do have a lot of issues with the Ultimate Universe, mostly with certain issues or story arcs. And like I said, I did read the Ultimate Spider-Man, and to a certain point, mostly enough around the time part where I was dealing around with the Venom thing, where Peter and Eddie Brock, and then finding out that their parents worked together and probably created the symbiote. If I remember correctly, that's how it was. It's been a while. But like I said, it is kind of a dark and sad time. I do like how the book is portrayed. There's not a lot of talking in it. And you see how everyone is reacting to Peter's death. And how everyone is coping with it. How Aunt May, Gwen Stacy, Mary Jane Watson, Katie Pryde, Jonah Jameson, and all the other fellow superheroes that knew Peter. I do have to say, I do kind of find it funny that, let me see, where if I can find the panel. Yeah, here it is. I do kind of find it funny. And maybe I'm being a little cruel or mean on this. But I do find it funny that in the regular Marvel Universe, Johnny Storm is dead and Peter Parker is alive. But in the Ultimate Universe, Peter Parker's dead and Johnny Storm's alive. And, yeah, I find that very funny. But it's also I kind of find it funny. But, you know, people might say it might be a little dark. Who knows? But like I said, it is a touch-warming story. How Peter had been a big influence in everyone's life in the Ultimate Universe. So we'll see how that goes out. like I said, I mean, I don't know how. Like I said, I mean, in the Ultimate Universe, a lot of people have died before, and then I think that they rebooted it. So, like I said, a lot of people have issues with it. But since we're on the topic of Spider-Man, let's move on to Amazing Spider-Man 665. I'm not too crazy about the cover. It doesn't seem like it has anything to do with the actual story. And lately, the last few issues of Spider-Man, I mean, I did like the one with Anti-Venom in it. But it does seem like the last few issues of Spider-Man are just kind of like filler episodes until they bring into the new Spider-Man story arc, The Infestation, The Road to Spider Island. Which is kind of, it's building up, so that's kind of like the big thing. Like I said, the cover's, it's funny, but it has nothing to do with the story. Mostly enough, the story is mostly evolving around between the relationship between Peter Parker and his friend Betsy. Oh God, what's her name? I can't believe I forgot her name. She's like one of the friggin' mainest characters in main character. Betty Brant. I cannot believe I forgot her last name. God, I've got so much on my plate. Like I said, basically enough. If you read Venom, been catching up with the Venom thing, what happened to her, and then now this. The thing is that Peter and her have been like best buds and like big brother, big sister sort of way. But the way things are now with her, with going on with everything with Flash, and then Peter dealing with so much on his plate. I mean, now he's working with the Avengers, he's working with the Future Foundation, he's also got that big paying job that gives him access to everything, so he's always busy. Plus doing all the irregular stuff he normally does as Spider-Man. So his plate has always been full. So, mostly enough, the story is mostly evolving around Betty gets attacked and mugged, and Peter kind of goes on a rampage looking for the guy. It kind of also goes back to what happened to the original in the beginning of Spider-Man, where Peter had a chance to stop the burglar that robbed the guy that gypped Peter out of money, and then finding out that same guy that he could have stopped shot Uncle Ben. The thing is that it kind of takes it back. Instead of Peter going after the guy, everyone is, mostly enough, his Aunt May mostly consoles Peter and tells him, listen, you left when I needed you when your Uncle Ben died. I need you here now for Betty. And surprisingly enough, it is a nice story. Like I said, but it is a filler story, but it is a nice story. Peter decides, I can't, even though with everything I do, I need to be with the people I care about the most, and the people who care about me. And it's, like I said, it's a nice, touching story. But, like I said, it's just filler until they get into the new story arc. Now, let's move on to XMen Shimma. I hope I'm saying this name right. God, help me if I'm not. It's a 5-part arc. I actually expected it to be a little bit longer. Mostly enough, the big arc is I think, the fight between Cyclops and Wolverine. Now, those two have been going at it for years. With everything that's happened to them, sooner or later it was going to build up. But right now, it's kind of a nice set-off point. Pretty much in the old days, I think, Scott was more of the Boy Scout, follow the rules, do as he's told. Wolverine, I'm a badass, I do what I want, blah, 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 blah. Now, in my opinion, over the years, I feel that the roles have sort of switched. I mean, sure, Logan is still Logan, but he's not as, he's trying to catch up and not do as much as he did. And Scott's just try to be badass. Now, a lot of people could say when that happened, it's all because what happened with when he was taken or consumed to bring back Apocalypse and one of those, I can't remember the story arc. And things just went from there. But, who knows? I mean, like I said, the big thing is that there are still not a lot of mutants left. And the thing is, I think is that right now, despite the fact there's not that many mutants, that the fear of mutants and what they can do is still out there. But like I said, it's a good kickoff point. It looks like it's building up to something even bigger. But I'll see what the other issues hold. So that's it right now. So let's see here. Next week, on the 20th, I will be flying out to San Diego for Comic-Con. I will try to get as much coverage as I can for that. See what else is going on. I'll try to post up blogs or vlogs as on anything that happened, or I'll try to do the reviews for the comics as well for next week. If there's, I'm sure enough there's a vendor there I can get the new books from, and we'll go from there. And so yeah, and then geez, after the week after I get back from that, 2 days later, I'm heading out to Otakon, so I'll try to do vlogs and stuff like that as well. So we'll see how things go, and I'll see you guys next week at San Diego Comic-Con. All right, bye.